So, what the mini lesson today is on, all right? We've been talking an awful lot about graphing, and specifically graphing some of these linear equations and things like that. So we had to plug in values to start, right? And then we started using the slope and the y-intercept to kind of help us plot points, all right? You guys good? Now all we're going to do is talk about graphing vertical and horizontal lines. And when that's the case, we either have zero slope or undefined slope. All right. And that's something that you can talk about probably in a later math class and discuss maybe at a later date. But let's at least understand the difference between the graph and the equation of a vertical line and the graph and the equation of a horizontal line. All right. First thing, we have to understand what's given to us. All right. If the equation has a y equals graph, all right, and to say it's just y equals any number for each of these, or x equals any number. So there's no other variable involved besides the y and the x. When it is a y equals graph, we have a horizontal line. All right. So y equals, you should immediately know that you have a horizontal line. Okay. So when you go through your ALEKS assignment, you're plotting these graphs. For example, y equals 4. All right. You go up to the y value of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You plot a point there along that y-axis. And then all you have to do is draw a horizontal line, a straight horizontal line across the graph wherever y equals 4. And you have just plotted and drawn the line for that equation. Simple as that. It's really that easy. The only thing that can be confusing is whether you know that it's y equals or x equals. If it's x equals and it's just any number, this is when we have a vertical line. Okay. When that's the case, you go along the x-axis. So that's another thing that you want to keep in mind. This here's the x-axis, this is the y. So when you're plotting your point, go along the y-axis, wherever that point is, plot it and draw. If it's x equals, go along the x-axis. So if it's x equals 2, I go along the x-axis, I plot that point there. And instead of drawing another horizontal line, I draw a vertical line. And that's the entire process. All right. It's really as simple as that. There's nothing else to really worry about. We don't have to talk about slope or any other variables, anything like that. So y equals is what kind of line? Horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. X equals is, y equals is, horizontal, x equals is. You just keep saying that to yourself, you'll be fine. So if I have y equals -3, all right, where am I plotting that point? What's that? Along the y-axis. So am I going up 3, down 3? Where am I going? Down 3, plot the point. And then is my graph vertical or horizontal? Horizontal. So I just draw the line like this. In the next example, if I have x equals -5, where am I plotting my point? Where do I go? To plot this point. Do I go up? Do I go to the right? Do I go to the left? Do I go down? Where am I going? For x equals -5. So that would be y equals -5. Well, if I go up, that's y equals positive. To the left. Right? So I go to the left. And then if it's x equals, do I draw a vertical or horizontal line? Vertical. X equals is vertical. Y equals is horizontal. Start by going to that point. What do you need? Did you get some? Start by going to that point, plot it, and then draw the line. Y equals horizontal, x equals vertical. All right? It's really as simple as that. Does anybody have any questions about that idea? Everybody's good? Okay. Well then, with that being said, for the remainder of the class,